first, so how to, as a speaker, the first thing that you'll have to know is to define your area of expertise. Each one of us here and online have an area of expertise. That is probably the best place to look at what you want to share with other people, what you want to convince other people that you are good at. So define always what you are good at. For example, many of us here are project managers. So what better opportunity for us than to go and do a speech as a public manager and show other people what we know about project management and introduce project management to other people. So once we identify what we are good at and what we want to talk about that, we need to identify our target audience. So once we know what we want to speak about, we have to define who will be interested in listening to us, who wants to know what we know, who can we bring that message. But not only that, we define who want that and also what ages, what type of public, professional people, younger people, older people, younger generations. We define specifically our target audience. And then we go and identify where we are going to find that audience. Professional meetings, in a, I don't know, a state fair, professional association, and we start looking for where we are going to find the people that we want to talk to. So we have to do some networking. We have to see what we have to offer and go and find how to bring this knowledge to them. We have to define the target audience, and then we have to do marketing, how we are going to reach to them. We have to attend conference, we have to attend industry events, we have to find these people wherever they are. Obviously, the best way to do it these days is to do some research on Google and identify, like, for example, if you want to talk to project managers in the oil and gas industry, there are a ton of conferences in the Houston area, state of Texas, and nationwide that we can go and approach to find project managers that work in the oil and gas industry. So the next thing that once we define the area of expertise that we want to talk about, and we define our target audience, we have to gain public speaking experience. First thing that I recommend is to learn from the experts. And where do we find the experts in public speaking? Toastmasters. Correct. Toastmasters is the first place that we have to go and look for experts. There are so many experts in public speaking in a small setting like the one we have here, or we can go to Toastmaster conferences, like the one that you guys went a couple of years back, or we can even follow experts in YouTube. I mean, we can go into YouTube, like all our meetings are recorded in YouTube and you can go and look at them. But any Toastmaster meeting, literally in the world, you can go and look at them. But there are also other people, like if you want to go in TEDx and see some of those speakers that they get paid to speak, and you can learn from them, you can learn from YouTube videos. So there are many ways that you can learn from the experts. The other thing that you can do is to find a mentor. What is the best place to find a mentor? In Toastmasters. Again, we have a great mentorage program that in this club is managed by our VP of Education. So anytime that you want to find a mentor for any particular activity, not only for speaking, for public speaking, could be for leadership, could be for any other areas, our VP can find you a mentor within the club or within other club in Toastmasters. And then another area, if definitely you want to grow even faster, you can always attend a public class in public speaking. Again, you go to Google, Mr. Google, what do I find a class in public speaking? And you will find that there are many classes out there, free, paying, and that's another way to learn to become better at public speaking. Now, the next thing that we need to do is learn the art of speech writing. You can be a great speaker. You can deliver excellent speeches. But if your content is not good, and that's why we review our speeches by delivery, content, and connection. So if your content is not good, your speech is not going to be good. So you have to learn to write your speeches from the beginning and be very elaborate about how to do it. Have a great introduction to your speeches. Start with a good introduction, like for example, thanking the Toastmaster, thanking the president of the organization where you are attending, thanking the people that are attending your presentation, or asking a question that I did today. I start my speech asking you guys a question, or with something interesting. Like always the interesting sentence about like, oh, you can't imagine what happened when I was on my way to this Toastmaster meeting, or something like that, something that will bring with a bang. So the first thing is to write a very interesting, very nice introduction that is going to captive the audience completely. The second is you have to have a good body of your speech. It have to be clear, it have to be well organized, and it have to be easy to follow. If you don't have a good body of your speech, it will become boring and people will know what you're talking about. So you have to have an order that people can easily follow. Like any book, if you are reading a book, you want to have a clear understanding of what is going on in the book. And then probably the most important, believe it or not, is to end your speech with a bang. What I recommend is that every time you finish your speech, summarize the most important points, always have a call of action, always bring your audience to something to do after your speech, something to learn. Leave them with something to remember and to remember your speech and to remember you. Always do it like that way. Now, the last thing that you have to do if you want to become these days a professional public speaker is to create a presence online. This day, pretty much if you are not online, you don't exist. It's like the joke I said that what happened in Vegas always show up on Facebook or LinkedIn ID or whatever. So always create a presence online. You have to create a good website. You have to have presence in LinkedIn ID, any professional site. So people, when they go and Google you, they find you. They find what you have done. They find the speeches you have done. They find your expertise. They find what you have done. I'm kind of preaching here to the choir, but I'm not doing it. I don't have a good website presence. But anyway, you know why it's so important. Now, once you have done these things here, you are ready to actually start booking public speaking events. So how you do that? How you engage in a public speaking? The first thing that I'm going to recommend to you is don't start calling organizations where they don't know you. Avoid cold calling. It doesn't work. If people doesn't know you, how they are going to bring you to speak to 100 people, or 20 people, or 30 people. It's like if here somebody shows up and say, hey guys, are you a Toastmaster club? Can I give you a speech? Wait a minute, who are you? Where do you come from? So don't start that way. It's much better if you actually do networking. If you are really wanting to start your career as a public speaker, you can start by telling your friends, your co-workers, the people at your church, attend Toastmaster events and let everybody know, hey, I've been coming for Toastmasters for 20 years, 15 years, 5 years, and I want to become a public speaker. I want to become a professional public speaker. So people actually know, oh, I know this guy here, this Nick guy. I think he told me he wants to become a public speaker. And we need somebody to come and talk to our club about this topic. And I think he knows a lot about that. So they will call you, they will approach you. That is actually the best way. Because it seems like kind of like a difficult task, a hunting task to try to get people to convince them to call you for a public speaking. But now, once you start kind of by word of mouth, letting people know, people will start contacting you. And another very good way to do it is, I mentioned to you, if you attend professional events, like a professional association events, networking events, you tell the people when they ask you, what do you do? What do you do for fun? I am a public speaker. I love to talk to people. And people will start remember that. Bring your business cards, maybe put in the back, public speaker, professional public speaker. And I can talk about highway design, bridge design. I can talk about pipes, stuff like that. So there is always way that you can approach people. So when it happens, people is going to contact you, but at the beginning, don't think that they are going to call you to talk in front of 100 people or 500 people. They may call you to talk to a small group of people like this one here, maybe 20 people, maybe 10 people. Go to local events, take that opportunity, because the more you do it, the more you learn, and the more practice you have, you feel more confident going into bigger and bigger events. And sooner or later, you will be on YouTube and you will be talking to audiences of 500 people, and you will be participating in Toastmaster events where there are 100 people there, like in our Toastmaster competitions, and that's the way to learn. So even though you start small, you will grow up slowly. That's what I said, attend networking engagement, attend places where you can learn more. Now, be realistic about your expectations. You are not going to become a nationwide speaker day one. you have to start building your career. You have to work hard and consistently, enhancing your career every day to get to that point. So have realistic, I already mentioned realistic expectations. Now, the third thing that you have to learn, once you know what you're going to be talking about, now when you know how you are going to develop that career by talking in small events and growing slowly until you get to big events, is how to negotiate your rates, how you can charge people to go and speak to them. At the beginning, it's difficult. And you may have to actually see how other people charge for events like that. And always learn from that and see what type of fee you have to charge. Now, do your research. And at the beginning, when they offer you X amount of dollars to go and do a speech, don't necessarily accept right away. You can say, let me think about it. Let me go and think about it. And come back later. And because most people have a range in mind. Let me say, I'm going to pay this guy to come and talk to my club. Maybe $100 to $300. So they have a range. Try always to hit them on the highest portion of the range. But you have to do your research. If you are a very famous, maybe a renowned world author, you can charge thousands of dollars really to go and do a public speaking. But if you are a person like most of us here, I mean, even if they buy me lunch, I will be happy to go and check. But anyway, never stop promoting your services. Even if you start becoming a successful speaker, always continue promoting your services. That's what being active in social media is so important. That's what you have to continue marketing yourself, continue networking every day, continue making sure by word of mouth that people know you. And again, social media is very effective these days. People really, most of the people, if you talk to them, they say, I'm a public speaker and I am good at talking about this. Most people are going to check you online. Even when they're talking to you, they will get on the phone checking you online. So have a good social media presence. And that's what I was saying again, having a professional design, even if you have to invest a few dollars, having somebody to design a good website for you with good content and all that is very important. So master the art of selling to the public. Always promote yourself, but remember, you are selling a product, and the product is your public speaking capabilities. So make sure that when you are talking with an audience, you are relevant about the interests of those audience. Bring real value to them. And you can do it not only when you are talking in a networking event, but also when you are doing your speech. When you are giving your speech, that's your best selling point. That's what you have to hit them. If you have a book that you wrote and you are interested in selling, bring it to your speech, and you can mention it at the presentation. By the way, guys, do you remember? Have you seen the book that I wrote about project management? Project management. Have you seen the latest book? I'm selling it. You can after the meeting, you can come and see me, and you can get a copy. Or if you wrote a tool, a computer tool for a specific area, you can mention it to the client. And you guys get the app that I wrote for this or that, this particular thing. It's really good. You should be using it. You should be using it. It's free for now, but eventually I'm going to charge for that. Or tell also people what or how they can get in touch with you. So many people may say, oh, this guy is very interesting. I really like to know more about this. But if you finish your speech and you leave the room and you don't leave them a website, a phone number, an email account, how they're going to get in touch with you. So make sure that in your presentation, you also give them a way for them to contact you in the future. And very important, find ways to monetize your speech. Find ways that you can actually make money out of the speech. So it's what they said about upsell your audience. It's like when you are presenting, when you are talking to them, even one-on-one or in a smallest group, you are always seeing how you can upsell to them. And some people that work in sales, I'm sure that they know about that better than I do. Is that correct, Nick?
I'm working on it. It's definitely a desirable.
More important than really upselling your audience, and you know exactly what I mean about that, is bring value. Bring value to your audience. If you are not bringing value, they are going to think that you are just, I'm sorry my English, but you're bullshitting them. But you have to bring value to them so people will get interested in you. And usually when you bring value, people will remember you. Because they say, this guy has something I can really use. I can really get his product. I can really get in his presentation because I can learn from this person. But if you don't bring value, people is going to just This guy doesn't know what he's talking. You can also create like out of your presentation, create a workbook, a course or something like that you can actually tell people. If you really like my speech of 22 minutes I'm giving you guys today, you can attend my course that I'm giving every Saturdays at the University of Houston Sugar Land Library. You can come to my course and you will learn, you will have a workshop for 6 hours that you are going to learn everything that you need to know about public speaking. But you have to create that content online and you have to deliver to them. Or you can mention like create extended training that you can do maybe every other week, every week. And say, hey guys, I'm going to have a chat online that you can join me every week, and we are going to have 1 or 2 hours a week, so you can learn how to become a better public speaker. So there are many different ways that you can do it. But very important, after all that, is always continue improving in your public speaking career. Don't believe that because you are already a professional, because you already have landed a couple of very big public speaking gadgets, that you know everything to know. We are always learning. And life goes so fast and things change so fast that every day we have to learn something new. Every day we have to learn new technology, new apps, new way of doing things that we have to learn every day. So continuous learning and focus on your education. So I don't want to let you guys go back to your life before letting you know that in conclusion, you have to define your area of expertise. You have to define your target audience. You have to improve your speaking skills by attending Toastmasters every 2 weeks at Southwest Professional Project Management. You have to learn the art of speech writing. You have to create a presence online. That's very important. Now, I want to give you a call of action. You really are seriously thinking about becoming a professional public speaker, put the time and the effort. You need to put the time and the effort. You need to set a plan. You need to stick to your plan. And you need to be willing to work hard. It's not easy. It doesn't happen overnight. It doesn't happen in a week. You have to put hours and hours and hours of work, month after month, week after week, to become a professional public speaker. But most important than anything else, keep attending Toastmasters. Thank you very much, Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you very much, Jorge. You know, again, that's hearing Jorge's speech it honestly just makes me realize that got a lot of work to do. But you know, after I've heard Jorge's speech, I can tell you right now that my knowledge of professional speaking has been enhanced, and I hope it has enhanced all of y'all's all the same. Alrighty, one thing I do request from the timer this evening is, did Jorge meet his time requirements? Awesome, that's a great job. I know Jorge he probably wasn't even worried about the time. He knew he was going to nail it right on. So now what I'd like to do is I would like to request from the timer, can we get 1 minute on the clock so that we can all take a second to send Jorge some of our comments and thoughts about his speech?
Are we gonna send this to him directly?
Yeah, so if you have a piece of paper.
Okay, cool,
yeah,
cool.
I think if you can move some piece of paper. And those online can just.
I'll just send online.
Because the one online can send online.
Yes, and for anybody online, please send Jorge just a direct message to him on some of your thoughts, comments on his speech.
Time's up.
Alrighty, everybody, please finish writing your comment and send it to Jorge. See, many of us have a lot to say, some of us more than others. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, I know, like I said before, our knowledge of professional speaking has been enhanced. As always, if you'll have good questions, please feel to reach out to Jorge, because I know I'll be reaching out to him to maybe get a little touch of my professional speaking and maybe find out how I get paid to talk. That'd be a good one, huh? Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks again to Jorge. That Jorge did conclude our prepared speeches for this evening, so we will not provide a poll. I think we can all agree that anybody who challenged Jorge on his professional speaking would definitely have a note or two to take. So without further ado, we are going to move on to our impromptu speeches, which will be the second section of the meeting. Please welcome our table topic master of this evening, and I believe that is Nick.
Also me.
Yes, Nick,
Yes.
the amazing Nick Bedingfield.
Am I doing it from down here?
Yes, sir. Please
Okay.
come on up here and we'll kind of do a little conversation about what options you have, and you can pick anybody for you.
Thank you, my
Awesome,
friend.
man. Greatly appreciate it.
How many votes can we do today?
Actually, we have plenty of time because since we only have 1 minute. to speak,
Okay.
minutes, maybe like 10 minutes.
Perfect. All right, if we can do everyone, why don't we start with you?
Yeah.
Work our way around.
Yes, sir.
Perfect, perfect. I gotta switch my hats from being the odd counter to table topics master, and here we go. All right. Jacob, would you rather have a low-paying job that you loved or a high-paying job that you resented?
Thank you, Mr. Table Topics Master. You know, that's a really good question. Would I rather have a low-paying job that I loved or a high-paying job that I hated? You know, first things first, I can tell you as a young man who's got a mortgage to pay, got the bills, as I know many of us have. I'm gonna add a little twist to that one. And I'm pretty sure Nick didn't think of this, but I'm gonna add it in there. What I would like to have is for the first few years of my life, while I got myself maybe financially sound, is I would take the job that I hated, yet paid quite a bit. And I would take that as an opportunity to pay down or get myself a house. I would pay that house off. I would then turn around and buy myself a vehicle, paying off that vehicle, getting my 401k to a good point in life where I didn't have to worry about the future. And at that point in time, I would turn around and I would take the job that I loved, yet paid a little amount of money. The reason I do this is I think life is something that passes by very quickly. I myself, 30 years old, have come to learn this from very quickly. Without spending time in life and really learning to enjoy it, I think it is something that you end up regretting when you get to the end of life, not having lived life. So let me recap on that. I would spend the first few years of my life working a job that I hated, yet paid quite a bit, so that I could turn around in the later parts of my life working a job that I loved, yet didn't pay very much. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. And back to you.
Very nice.
Thank you.
Very nice. Okay, so actually, my response would have been in a similar vein. I think that was very well done. Hi, I'm Nick.
Mira.
Mira?
Yes.
Very nice to meet you. Okay, Mira, who is the most influential person in your life?
Hello, everybody. Thank you. Don't forget your role. Hello, Mr. Toastmaster. Who is the most influential person in my life? I have to say it's my grandfather. It's been about 20 years since I lost him. But just like the other cousins that I have, we still look through life events and wonder what grandfather would have said. What would his take be on COVID? You know, and how the whole world responded. I think he's been such an influential person, not only with his family and grandkids, but also externally. He's a self-made man. but lived according to his own principles. He started with humble beginnings, built a pretty big-sized empire, and then chose to walk away from it after he decided he's done worked enough. And he said that his son can take it over. But the most important principle with him is he walked the talk. He had certain goals, he had certain objectives, and when he felt the timing was right and he had met those objectives, he was willing to move on. He practiced detachment to an extent that I think it's a role model for all of us. So as far as who's my most influential person, I would say it's my grandfather. Thank you for joining us.
Very nice. That is a very good role model to have. I know that not everyone's blessed with a great role model like that, and the fact that you and the rest of your cousins share that idea means that he really was a great man. All right, Jessica.
Yes. We might start with the change of which one. How do we start?
Yeah, better.
What
maybe-
is currently changing in your life for the better?
What is currently changing my life for better? I would say Toastmaster, as always. Some of you know me for years. Some of you might not meet me for the first day. But I'm originally from China, and then 1999, I went to Canada, and then I stayed there for 15 years, and then I came to US. When I came to US, I couldn't find a professional job. I was a project manager back in Canada, but the problem is I don't have American experience. I don't have the proper visa, working visa. So it's really hard for me to find a professional job. But with this club, I met Anthony, my mentor, and he teach me a lot, not only on the communication leadership skill, but also a lot of other stuff to build my confidence level. Basically, after I employed for 3+ years. And then I decided to actually I got the professional job here. And then my daughter also on the same situation. She was an international student and she couldn't find a job. And with one of our club members' help, she was able to find an internship in city of Sugar Land, and then internship at Harris County. I think you all know who I'm talking about. And now she got a permanent job at TCEQ, and that very person also encouraged her to take that job to move on. So I think that's my life is going better and better and better from my family, all my family. I enjoy it and a good job in the future. So I'm really appreciative.
Thank you. All right, President.
Presidente.
In life, we have a lot of obligations. We have work, we have hobbies, we have organizations like Toastmasters. How do you make time for what you personally want to do?
All right, thanks, Nick. One of the things that I do to ensure that I'm consistently making time for whatever I intend to do at every stage of my life is that, first of all, I do like a self-reflection of what I want to do. For instance, I'll give an example. Now, when I came into the US, I came in about like 3 years ago. I knew that I wanted to work in the energy space, which was the bulk of my experience back in Nigeria. But
coming to the US, I wasn't completely sure if it'll be that easy to transfer that experience that I do have from Nigeria to the US. And just to tie into your example, similar situation, when I got into the US, it took me a bit of time to get a job. But one thing that I did was to set up a goal that I was going to take the PMP, which is the PMI professional exam. And not only did I do that, I also went through a number of coaching just to understand how the Americans think, how you guys behave, how your culture is in the US, how do you talk with people, how do you engage in conversation. And I'll tell you that as a result of all those steps and all those actions, goals, plans, I was able to finally get a job in the US, which is currently what I'm doing now. So again, thank you for that particular question.
Yeah, thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
All right. So that leads us to Jorge, who should be good and warmed up for a 1-minute speech after
I don't know.
the daunting task that he just tackled.
All right. Thank you very much.
Of course.
Okay.
So, Jorge, what to you defines success?
That is a very hard question because success can mean many different things to many different people. For some people, success is to achieve certain position professionally or in the sports like we saw in the Olympics. For some people, winning first place at the Olympics, winning the gold medal is success, while for them, winning the silver or the bronze medal is failure. But for some other people, just the fact of making it to the Olympics is a success. So it's very hard to define because it's a very personal experience. But in general, I will define success, the things that you achieve that makes you happy, that makes you complete, make you wholesome. Because there is no single definition for success. What is success for Tosin over there may not be successful. What makes you happy it may not make me happy. And vice versa. What makes me happy for you may be like, why he's happy for that? So it's very hard to define, but I will summarize the saying, is whatever makes you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jorge. You gonna give it a stab today?
Yeah.
All right, let's do it. You wanna come up here? It's great to see you again. Been a while.
Yeah, you can invite it.
Nice to see you. Okay, so your question, would you rather it be cold all of the time, very cold all of the time, or hot all of the time?
So,
And why?
what is the last thing? Cold, very cold, and what is the last thing?
Very hot.
Very hot.
Like just temperature wise, would you rather it be like snowing cold all the time, or hot like it is outside just right now all the time?
Definitely not all the time. So being in extreme cold or hot, it's okay for some time. But if you are exposed to really hot or hot and cold climates, so there are like implications biologically or whatever it is. So I generally tend to be in a comfortable temperature, a comfortable conditions. So yeah, but let's say, but it gets even monotonous when you are in a comfortable place for a long time. Like I'm in the office for 8 hours every day, and it's continuing for a number of days. Maybe after 6 months or 8 months, maybe I try to go somewhere, I try to go somewhere, which is completely out of the normal thing, right? So yeah, that is a situation where I'm try to make myself come out of that comfort zone, try to make myself get into that space. Yeah. So concluding, so yeah, like once in a while, like once a couple of times in a year, it's fine to be in a cold or hot. Yes. Thank you. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thanks for doing that. The first time to do what now?
No, I'm here for the first time.
Oh, very nice. Well, I'm glad that you did it, and I'm glad that you chose to do the tabletop. You did a great job. I look forward to seeing you do it again. Absolutely. Are we gonna go with the folks online as well? Yes, okay. Sorry about that. I put my list up. Let's see here. Who wants to go first? Do we have any volunteers? No volunteers. Rafia, how would you like to go next? Yeah? Okay.
Yes.
Rafia, do you believe in giving people second chances?
Mhm. Okay, first of all, thank you, Nick, for giving me a chance to speak. And your question is, do I believe in giving second chances to people? Definitely. And with me, I work with the kids. So I am very flexible. My rules and regulations are not as hard as maybe for adults. So for me, I always want to give second chance to the people, to the kids, because of course we all are learning and the learning never stops. No matter if the kids, you are talking about the kids or we are talking about the adults, the learning never stops. And we are humans and we make errors and we should give them room for improvement. And it's not like, otherwise, if we don't give them second chance, I think learning will stop. The people, they will give up, they will give away. They will not put their effort in learning. So for that reason, I would definitely want everyone to have second chance to improve himself or herself, or to just go back and look at the mistakes, okay, what mistakes were done, how one can improve, and how one can just see for the refinement. So definitely, I want to give second chances. Thank you so much. Back to you, Mr. Table Topic Master.
Thank you, Rafia.
Right now it's 7:28. We still have a few times.
Okay, we have time
Yeah, we still
for
have,
One
and
more.
because we don't have all this, right? So
Okay, yeah, we have more time, like two more.
two more.
Yeah, like two
Okay.
more. Yeah.
Would anyone like to go? Would anyone like to volunteer?
I'll volunteer.
Perfect. What is the best decision that you have made recently?
I believe that the best decision that I've made recently was to accept my current job at the flood control district. The reason for that is because at the moment in which I accepted this job, I was living in Austin. So the job not only was a new opportunity, but it was also an opportunity to move down to Houston and begin a life that I have now found to be very enjoyable. I have now been here for 9 months in the Houston area, and I have found a lot of fulfillment in the work that I do, but also in the community here. I have also had the opportunity to connect with some extended family that I have in this area, and I'm very happy that I have made this decision to move to Houston. I was also happy in the past before in my other job and also living in a different location, but this place feels like home. So I would definitely say that was the best decision I have made recently. Thank you.
Very nice. All right, it looks like we have, and please, how do you pronounce your name? Jadalme? Jadalme?
Jadelme.
Jadalme.
Or
Okay.
Jade.
Or Jade. Or Jade. Next time I will put Jade on my name.
No worries. Perfect. I got it either way. Okay. Julia and Ugpai. Ugpai. How am I butchering your name right now? You're on mute.
You're me.
Would you help me with the pronunciation there?
Bye.
Goodbye. Goodbye. Got it. Perfect. Goodbye. What is the most important rule that you live by?
Would you take the question again?
Yes, of course. What is the most important rule that you live by? Like, what is one standard that you live by that you think is the most important?
Thank you, Mr. Table Topic Master. One rule that I can say I live by. For me, growing up with my father, one of the things that I realized early is the fact that you make commitment and it becomes something you must keep. And for me today, be it in the working place, be it with my friends, be it with my family, I don't make commitment just for the sake of making commitment. I make commitment and I make sure I'm able to do it and to keep to that commitment because I believe my word is like a bond. If I commit to be in a meeting, if the meeting is 6 p.m., I should make room to be able to have time by 5:55 to be able to make sure that honor that 6 p.m. For me, building trust has a lot to do with commitment. If I commit to doing something today and I'm not able to deliver it, I start losing trust from people. So for me, is when I commit to something, I make every effort to keep to my commitment so that I can build trust in the heart of people. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That was great, and it was very nice to meet you. All right, Julia, looks like you were last but not least. Are you ready for your table topic?
Let's go for it.
Okay, Julia, what is your biggest pet peeve in the workplace?
Okay, thank you, Toastmaster. So my biggest pet peeve in the workplace, I think would be just people who do not respect one another when working in a team or an office environment. I was definitely raised that you should respect people, no matter who they are, but especially people who you come into contact with on a regular basis. So that is one of my pet peeves when there is just a bit of disrespect, regardless of the age. I feel like that everyone should be respected, no matter who you are coming into a workplace. I think you're setting the tone when you are just being respectful to one another. So, with that being said, my biggest pet peeve in the workplace would be just respecting one another. I think that's pretty simple.
Very nice. I think that that concludes our table topics. And back to you, Toastmasters.
Thank you. Thank you very much for table topics master. One thing I can tell you that with all these questions and answers, my knowledge has been enhanced with these thoughts and opinions. So, with that being said, I will reach out to our timer, Madam Timer. Did everybody qualify on their table topics?
Everybody qualify except Julia, but we always have this rule for the first time speaker. We will give them a second chance.
Julia, one thing that I can tell you is you did a great job. Both of y'all actually did a great job. Pi and Julia, y'all did a great job. Whenever y'all gave y'all speeches, I was actually thrilled and thinking, oh my goodness, y'all should have volunteered sooner because you would have made the rest of us look bad. So seriously, y'all did a great job. Julia, please in the future, give us a few more seconds we're right on the cusp of that one, but we are that's in there.
Yeah,
Okay,
so everybody
correction.
qualified.
Everybody did great. Everybody met the time. So what we're going to do now is we are going to reach out to our ballot counter and we are going to request the ballot to vote.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Yeah, so they can do it in person with a piece of paper, and
Okay.
then those online, they can just send a personal DM.
Okay,
Yeah.
so everybody that is online, please send a message to Tosin, which is our ballot counter. Send them in the chat option on who you think your winner is for the table topics. And everybody in person will be voting via piece of paper. Yeah.
Yeah, they can see. You can see. Yeah. So, I don't know what comes.
Thank you.
Give us a minute while they're going to collect the ballots. Then we will move on to our speech evaluation.
Maybe host. No, no.
Over here.
Right, yeah, maybe host. Yeah, maybe host. Say yes. Okay, now I'm the host. So now you can get out there.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you.
Oh, now because.
But he's still, yeah, he's still
So.
presenting.
Uh,
But it's okay. You can see.
Yes, they can have.
Yes,
Okay.
but that you have
You can stop
seven
presenting
more.
for a little bit.
Yeah,
You can stop
presenting.
presenting.
Okay, that's fine.
Right, I can present something.
Yeah.
Yes, I can come in on it.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, what we're gonna do now is we are going to move on to the speech evaluation number 1, and that will be done by Toast. Thank you, Toast.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much, Mr. Jorge. I would be evaluating your speech on our 3 areas that we normally focus on, which is delivery, content, and connection. Now, the connection part to just be a small piece of my evaluation, but the delivery and the content will take most part. Now, first of all, I would like to say thank you for the presentation. Personally, I've been thinking of how to not just improve my public speaking, but also how to ensure that sometime in life, perhaps I can begin to make some money off it. And now you have just given me some tips, and I'm so grateful. And of course, I know that some of us here too would say that that has been insightful, just getting more understanding of how you can actually earn for speaking. Now, coming back to your speech, I loved the way you asked the question that how can you become a professional speaker? Now, one of the ways in which you captivate your audience is either by asking a question, as we do all know, by starting with a story, or by citing a quote. And by asking that question, you have set the tone and you grabbed our attention. And I thought that was great. Now, having asked the question, you went further to assure us that although I'm asking this question that is it possible to become a professional speaker, but even before going into the nitty-gritty of the speaking, or of your speech rather, you told us that it's possible. And a number of us so many people, one of their biggest fears is that if I want to speak, how do I even start? Like, is it possible for me to speak? Is it possible for me to stay in front of the audience and speak and conquer fear? And you told us that it is possible. Now, I know that my time is almost fast spent, but I'll really, really be fast. Now, going into the details of your speech, there are a number of things that you said that actually struck me. Like you said, it's good that you define your area of expertise. Now, for most of us, a number of us, I think it's just right, or it's just safe to start from the known rather than starting from the unknown. So if you're a civil engineer, it just makes sense to start from what you know. If you're a doctor, start from what you know, and then to the unknown. So I thought that was also great. Now, you also said that coming to the introduction, the body of speech, I mean, there are a number of things you said, and I do know that one thing that you said that was really, really great was that you said in all of these that is important that we put in the effort. Put in the effort, which is the call to action. Put in the effort, but not just put in the effort, ensure that we have the goals. Because once you have the goals, you'll be able to get your plans in place, and from your plans, you're able to get your action. So thank you again, Mr. Howard. Thank you again.
All right, that was an amazing evaluation to an amazing speech. So, ladies and gentlemen, we did have one speech, therefore we had one evaluation. So we are not going to do any ballot counting for our speech evaluations. One thing that we can do now is move on to, do we have our winner for our table topics?
Yes. Just 1 second. Just
Give
trying
us
to.
a quick second.
Yeah.
I think it's always at the end.
Yeah, it's always at the
Yeah,
end.
it's always at the
Okay,
end.
I actually misspoke on that one. What we're going to do at this point in time is we are going to move over to the general evaluation report. I have the general evaluator come up and give us his report.
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster. Now it's time for us to give you the detailed report. So the first team member, the first person that I'm going to call upon is our grammarian. And I would like to invite Mr. Jorge Alba to please give us the detailed report.
Thank you very much, Madam General Evaluator. I think we have a very interesting meeting, very good meeting. I couldn't catch anybody using the proper use of grammar or the proper use of the English language today. I do catch several very interesting sentences, like when Jacob was talking about his interesting job, or would you like to get a job with money or no money? Or you said you end up regretting not living the life you have to live. See, that's a very good use of English language. You play with the words, but you really bring across your message. Mira, when you were talking about your grandfather, and you say living according to his own principles, I think that's a very striking sentence that you use there and gave you a lot of strength to your response. Jade, I like the phrase when you said, at the moment at which I accepted the job. I mean, you make emphasis on at which that was very good, because you give us the sense that you make a very, very good, very important decision at that time. Just want to mention that not many people use the word enhance. It's very important. I think I only catch 2 people using the word enhance. I'm not going to say who, but you know who you are. It's very important that you try to sneak in the word of the day. So next time we have to enhance our participation by using the word of the day more. Thank you very much, Madam General Evaluator.
Thank you, Mr. Tamar. Great report. So the next member I'm going to call upon is our R counter. And Nick is going to tell us how many have used the crutch words or or So I would like to invite Nick, please.
Thank you so much for the introduction. I am now wearing my second hat of the day as the odd counter, which I diligently did my job with today. Starting from the top, I have Jacob, and Jacob did not use any crutch words. He repeated himself 1 time to start off a sentence when changing thoughts, but very quickly got back on track and was off to the races. Next, I have Mira. Mira. Mira had one transition where she thought about where she was going to go, but like Jacob quickly got back on track and finished her speech strongly. Jessica, I have no crutch words, no ahs. Tozen, none. Jorge had none in his table topic. And how long was his speech, Jessica? How long did it end up lasting? Did we time it?
Which one?
His
Oh,
big
19,
speech.
19 minutes. Yeah.
In 19 minutes, Jorge escaped using only 3 uhs, which is very impressive. I was balancing listening to the content versus grading your counts, but you did incredible. D-Raj, you had one and that is fantastic for a first-time speaker. I take it that you didn't even know the rules before we started doing that. Very nice. So that's very impressive, and thank you again for participating today. That's awesome. Rafia, we had no crutch words, no awkward transitions. You were good to go. Jade, you also had none. Was that your first time as well? Very nice. Occupy, you had no crutch words and no awkward transitions, and I also feel motivated to be on time to the next meeting after hearing your speech. And last but not least, Julia, we had one and that was only right at the very end. You had a very strong speech, and had you gotten to that time before they urged you on, you wouldn't have had one, but you did great.
Thank you so much, Nick. Thank you so much for your counter report. So, Jessica Sun, I would like to invite you for the timers report.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Madam General Evaluator. I have the agenda right in my hand and timer report 7:47 and it's 7:47.
Very nice.
So we are right on time. Jorge's speech, prepared speech, 19 minutes, 11 seconds. And for the impromptu speech, we have 10 speakers. Everybody qualified, so we're ranging from most of us at 1 minute, 20 some seconds. And the only one that is about 2 minutes is myself. And then below is Julia, but we all doing pretty good. So that's our impromptu speech. And for the evaluation, our president, Dr. Conner, and the speech evaluator for the day. He's very busy, and he made it in 3 minutes, 29 seconds. So thank you. Back to you, Madam General Evaluator.
Thank you, Jessica, for the timers report. So, okay, thank you, whole team, for your participation. Now it's my time to give my feedback about the general meeting. So, meeting started well in time, and I could see the enthusiasm, the cooperation amongst the team members, and it was very nice to see the participation of our guests, especially in the table topic speeches, and you all did very well, and you participated, you jumped in, and like Jade, that was your first time. There was another member who spoken the first time, and that was excellent. So that was general report of my meeting, and there was great tone, and there was great spirit altogether. So that's great. Thank you so much again for your participation. So back to you, Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you very much, General Evaluator. We're gonna have to do one first.
Yeah.
Okay, so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna pass it over to our ballot counter, and he is going to announce the winner for this evening of our table topics master. Ballot counter.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Right. At this juncture, I would like to do a reverse engineering. Before I get to the presentation for the best table topics, and of course, as you do know that we only have one best speaker today by Mr. Jorge. At this junction, it is our custom to celebrate the new members that joined Toastmasters, Southwest Toastmasters, and also to celebrate their icebreaker presentation. And without further ado, I'd like to please invite Nick Benningfield, please. Round of applause. So this is for your icebreaker. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay. And also, this is to welcome you to Toastmasters.
I'm a winner.
Look at me.
Thank you.
Look at me. Look at me. Fair enough. And then shaking hands. Yeah, okay. That's good. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Good. All right.
Good. Thank you.
Okay. And then our best table topics. It was a tight one. So drum roll. And our best table topics today is Mr. Papai. We will ship your gift to you. Okay, I can assure you that we'll ship your gift to you. So thank you again, Mr. Papai, for participating and for, of course, winning the table topics. And now, last but not the least, I'd like to please invite our best speaker for today, Mr. Jorge.
Oh, nah. Yeah. Okay.
There is one more.
Yeah. So next, I will announce the best evaluator, which goes to our president, Mr.
Joseph. Thank you so much. Thank you. You want to take a picture?
Picture. For Facebook.
Hey, if you're not on Facebook, we can talk about before. Hey, you got to be on the.
You have to be on Facebook, LinkedIn, and Facebook, and X. What else?
Okay, so we're just about like 8 minutes to 7 minutes to 8, and we're just about time to conclude the call, the meeting for today. But before I end the meeting, I would like to say a few words, and that I would like to say thank you for joining this meeting. Of course, those of us in person, and of course, our guests and our members and officers online. I want to say thank you. Our Toastmaster for the day, I want to say thank you. You did very well. Our speaker, thank you so much. I'm so grateful for today, and of course, our timer, and of course, all the table topics presentations. Now, having said that, we have a custom to, at this point, so I guess at this point, I would like to call on a tradition that we're used to here, and it's titled My Toastmaster Why. Now, the Toastmaster Why is essentially, we just ask someone, either online or in person, and just tell us in few words, in 1 minute, 30 seconds, that why was the motivation for joining Toastmaster? You know, what was the drive for joining Toastmaster? And if I would like to choose someone, Jacob, okay?
Oh my goodness, thank you very much, President. So my Toastmaster why, ladies and gentlemen, I can tell you that from, it's actually been, I've been part of Toastmasters for a year now. And Akin Oni has given so many of these Toastmaster whys with so much energy and so much just vigor. It has enhanced my desire to try to one-up him. But I know, unfortunately, I probably will not be able to, but I can do the best that I can. So ladies and gentlemen, I would say probably about a year ago was when I actually joined Toastmaster. Personally, what I wanted to get out of Toastmasters is I wanted to get a lot more comfortable in my communication. Not only giving public speeches, but I wanted to be able to give that better, more comfortable one-on-one conversation with people, with groups, not to mention PMI sponsors course here, I am in the beginning stages of my project management. So I need to be able to give effective and clear instructions to those individuals who are working with me and reporting to me so that they can do work in a timely fashion, and not to mention to be able to grow in their own career and better understand what it is that they are doing. So that is my Toastmasters why, clear up that conversation.
Thank you, Mr. Jacob. Appreciate it. Now, having said that, before we end today's meeting, I'd just like to give a few announcements, and then we're done for today. So we do have an event that is coming up. And Jessica, would you be okay to come just speak about the dinner and the retreat we'd like to host and next Friday? Is that okay with you?
Yeah,
please.
Yeah.
I think it's called Sal wine pimienta.
Thank you. All right, so next Friday, we are going to have this in-person event at
Salwai
Salwai
Pimienta Kitchen.
It's located at KP.
So yeah, so
in the Mall City.
yeah,
Yes.
It's called sal and pimienta.
Oh, sal and pimienta.
Sal and pimienta.
Yeah.
Okay, sal and pimienta.
Yeah. So yeah, thank you.
Okay.
Yeah. So they do have a party room that can hold up to 16 people, and yeah, and we will start at 6:30, and then we will basically have dinner together, have fun together, and also we want to go through the
just a few.
yeah,
just a few
success,
things. Yeah, just start to plan what the
for
goals.
our goals and objectives for this. So yeah, please join us on Friday if you can. This coming Friday, and then
Yeah, next Friday.
oh, sorry, the 23rd.
23rd.
Oh, 23rd.
Yeah, 23rd.
August
Yeah.
23rd. That's right.
It's just across from the cinemas. You can even park right there where the cinemas are.
Yeah.
In the Model City Mall, and just come down the escalator and cross the street, and it's right there.
Like city center?
It's
Got you.
Okay. All right.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah, so we would like to please encourage every one of us, if you can meet next week, Friday, August 14th. We're going to be starting, August 23rd. I beg your pardon, August 23rd. Apologies, I beg your pardon. August 23rd. We intend to start 6:30 p.m. Prompt, and we do not intend to go above 8:30, maximum 9 p.m.
Yeah.
And the reason for that is because after the dinner, we'll just have to have one or two chats and just have an open conversation of how we think we can improve ourselves as a community. And then, so we will please encourage everyone to come. And then before I end, we'd like to just give an opportunity to our guests. We'd like to know how you can rate us. How did we do well? Are there things we need to improve on? Just in 30 seconds, if there's anything you want to say. Yeah, please. So this is Gerard again.
Oh, hi. So it's first day here. So it's my first day, and so instead of giving feedback, it's more of observation. So all the rules and how it goes. So it's completely new for me. So it's really good. I mean, the way people communicate and the way we can enhance our communication skills in the future. So this is one good opportunity that I can say for sure. And apart from that, there is a particular system where people take some responsibilities in public speaking here. So one person is doing one job, the other person is doing another job, which is really good, which is very systematic and organized. So this way, we can keep going forward. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, do we have anyone that would in person, online, that would like to say one word?
Jade.
Jade, do you want to say what?
Julian.
Thank you for calling on me. This is my second time actually participating as a guest. It's very exciting to be a part of this type of group. I am actually going to be reaching out to become a member. I've had a great time. So thank you all for having me. And hopefully you will see a lot more of me as well.
Thank you. All right, so just to let everybody know, we will send out an email of the address for the dinner next week, so that we can all have it on our calendar. We will definitely send it out. I have your email as well, so we will send it out officially so we can add it to the calendar. And then at this juncture, I'd like to say thank you again. Any other feedback from our immediate past president?
Thank you.
Do you want to listen to Upai's comments? Upai.
Thank you, Mr. President. Yeah, I just wanted to mention that Mr. Upai is our past president, also from a couple of years back. So
Okay.
Thank you, Upai, for joining us again. We really miss you. So I hope that you can come more often.
I think you'll say something.
Thank you so much
Say something?
for having me. The energy in the house has never changed. So let's keep the flag flying. I've enjoyed this evening and it has been a very great time. Thank you, everyone that is keeping the flag flying.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so at this juncture, I'd like to say thank you again, and I'd like to call the meeting adjourned. Exactly. Adjourned to 2 weeks' time. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Anybody wants to be the Toastmaster next meeting? Anybody wants to?
Anybody that would like to be either the Toastmaster or the General Evaluator for the next meeting? Okay, so Jacob, Toastmaster. Yeah, fantastic. Do we have a General Evaluator? General Evaluator,
I'll be the general.
Okay, okay, General Evaluator. All right, thank you so much. All right, so please have a nice day. Bye-bye.
Thanks. Bye.
What else needs to be done for next week? Or next 2 weeks, sorry, 2 weeks
Are you
from now?
planning to do this, please?